Toronto, it's your boy Scotty Barnes.
Oh, and a vicious dunk by Barnes.
Raptors Uprising basketball is back, and we're ready to take over the NBA 2K League.
Finds a lane, home with the huge slam.
Season 7 has some new faces and familiar vets. I'll see you all in the park. Go Raps!
Welcome back, one and all, to the Raptors Uprising and a massive game this evening. But before that, my name is Alex. I'm joined by my co-host, India, once again. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing well, man. Happy to be back to back. A repeat performance of the same result here tonight.
Absolutely, and big implications indeed for the night, as the Raptors Uprising have the chance to clinch a spot in the top two of the group. That would mean flying to DC next week for the in-person quarterfinals of the TIPOFF $160,000 prize pool. Very big game tonight indeed.
Yeah, it should be a lot of fun. Of course, we're playing the Wizards for the folks that are just joining us, and we beat them the first time that we played them here in the tip-off group stage. So we're looking to kind of repeat that performance itself as well. But you know what they say, sometimes it's tough to beat the same opponent twice because they can pick up on your tendencies, and you got to be able to adjust. So those are terms you'll hear me say quite a bit tonight, but we'll see again what the result ends up being.
Yeah, and the Wizards, since dropping that first game to the Uprising, have gone on to 3 wins. So the records stand the same. Point differentials are only one off. Raptors Uprising at a plus 15, Wizards at a plus 14. So probably going to be an even matchup. Last time we watched these two teams, the fourth quarter ended in a disconnect, I believe. Not ended in a disconnect, had a disconnect, and things got a little dicey there at the end, but the Raptors managed to pull through. So lots to watch. Also, we have Benzo to watch out for on the Wizards. He has, of course, been in the conversation a lot. And yeah, I know you had some talks about him before the game here.
Yeah, I got a chance to talk to Champ, who had predicted that Benzo would be the Rookie of the Year, number 1 overall pick, that people have been waiting to join the league for a few years now. Finally got his crack. 3v3, I'm sure he has mentioned himself, didn't quite go the way that he wanted, looking to change things around in 5v5, off to a great start. Like you mentioned, he, because of the point differential, I'd say they're in second place, 3-1, same record as us. But it's important to win this matchup because only top 2 teams from each group go. So whoever drops the game tonight, you could possibly end up being tied with Magic Gaming, who are right in 3rd place, and then they could go ahead and finish strong to close out group play, and then they could end up going to DC instead. So it's a pivotal game, as you mentioned, to start things off, and it's something to kind of keep an eye on, because sometimes when you've got this big of a matchup with this much at stake, you might play a little bit nervous, you might play a bit more passive. We'll see how hot either of these teams come out.
Absolutely, and strategy is going to be big tonight. These teams have faced off already so far, and we are looking to the start of the game right now, and it's going to be the Wizards starting off with the ball in the first quarter, looking to close things out and secure themselves a spot. Raptors Uprising looking to deny it, but it's going to be tight with the first 2 points of the game. And just to your earlier point there, India, Magic Gaming is right behind, and they are tomorrow's night matchup for the Raptors Uprising. So if they don't manage to close things out tonight, big game again tomorrow.
Yeah, it'll be definitely pivotal for either team, right? Whether it's us if we do drop this one, or them if they have a chance to overtake Wizards for the top 2 spots. So it'll be a fun matchup indeed, and something to kind of notice. We talked about how defensively you have locks to kind of go for the steal a little bit aggressively. We saw Crush do that on the play where you had the slip down low to type as he got the 2. Then you saw just Awkward do the same thing, which is why we were able to get the 2 ourselves. So keep an eye on how often these locks and these corners try to get the steal, even though the ball isn't being thrown their way. They just like to go and spam that steal button.
Yeah, and Crush and Hom actually both in top 12 in steals in the league, so definitely something to watch out for, as it's going to be a missed 3 but a board for the Wizards. And we'll look to maintain possession here. Benzo with the moves with the 3 and sinks it. So nice little sequence there from the Wizards, and now it is up to Antoine Love to try and move things the other way. going to drive in and find Seam under the net, who's going to jam it home and get himself on the board.
Great job by Seam there as he was down low. Kind of positioned himself to where Nudini was behind him so he could go up and get the animation for the dunk. If Nudini was in front of him, not quite sure if he would have been able to complete that for the two. But great positioning there. And same thing here, right? You can see Crush doing his best, but just not in the best position. You kind of have that big center that's able to just kind of leap over you, but you still see Udini's the one guarding the big man, right? The center themselves is out there in the corner on the left-hand side with Type, so they haven't quite rotated, but if they call Kings, if they call the rotation, you may see the center slip from the left down low in the middle.
Well, something to keep an eye on, as positioning and, like we were saying, strategy so important in this game. As Benzo finds B-Rich, works it around, shoots it up sort of awkwardly, doesn't get it to go, and it's going to be a foul called on Seam. Ball goes to the sideline.
Yeah, it's a smart foul there because after that rebound, they had a wide open man. I think it might have been B-Rich on the left hash. They could have gone out for the three because two of our defenders on the Raptors went out to guard Udini. So smart foul, which leads to a defensive rebound and hopefully some points here.
And Symptoms going to find Crush to Hom in the corner. Can't get it to drop. Hom been a little tight on the threes so far, low. So let's see if he can find his first of the season in this game. And we'll see the Wizards moving back the other way. Rich going to find Benzo.
Offensively last night when we saw, right, it was mainly Symptoms that took over in the first half, and he kind of struggled in the third quarter, but came back in the fourth, and of course you had Antoine Love that was kind of consistent as well. So looking for Hom to get back in this one offensively. Defensively, he's playing his role. He's doing what he needs to do to create some chaos, but definitely need more offensive output from Hom here in this one.
Let's see if they can find more contributions, as the ball is going to go the other way, and it's going to be Benzo and Symptoms going to grab the foul on that one. And the Wizards are going to have to reset and look for a new opening. Benzo, though, finds the three and adds on to the lead, 12-6 for the Wizards. So things widening out as Antoine Love going to move back the other way. Finding Symptoms, back to Antoine. Antoine now, and to see, find some space. Symptoms. Seam under the net, not going to get it to go, and the Wizards going to go back the other way.
You see the different type of result you get when there's a center guarding you down low instead of a power forward in Udini, right? So that center is really the matchup you want on the defensive side. So Type swung from the left, got inside, and right then and there, look at that big man. You see ball like Seam, center on center. That's twice now we've seen back-to-back possession where the dunk isn't able to convert for the easy two.
Very nice play. And these teams feel like they are playing shot for shot in the strategy department, as Crush in the corner going to have to move away from the defensive B-Rich, and it's going to be a timeout called by the Raptors.
Yeah, I'm trying to take a look on Twitch on why they may have called that. I don't know if he thought he was stuck or if they were afraid that the pass would have been stolen, because I don't think he was in any danger of getting called three in the key. Not quite sure what happened. Now, the difference here, you can see us with being down, they're not as hype, right? You can see Antoine possibly some frustration with the body language. They're trying to communicate what needs to happen. And this is where, look, it's only a 12-point game. We're not even done with the first quarter. There's so much basketball left, 18 minutes of it. Plenty of time for us to get back in this one and get the dub. But that body language can really be a determining factor on how great your gameplay will be for the coming minutes as well.
Yeah, it does say a lot, but I think you make an excellent point. It's still so early here. It is demoralizing, of course. You look at the scoreline. Things don't feel so good, but, I mean, my gosh, it is the first quarter, and there's tons of time to make adjustments with Coach Nick standing very close behind his guys, looking to give them some encouragement, surely, and some strategy, too, as we see where the Raptors go. With 8 seconds on the shot clock, it's Antoine Love now, trying to work around just Awkward and Type, finding Crush, finding the points. So there you go. That is a nice little wake-up call after the timeout.
Yeah, great job there by the Raptors to call that cut from the left side. Nudini just kind of fell asleep. You can't do that when the clock's ticking and you know the other point guard's in trouble. You got to pay attention to the corners because you know those cuts are coming. Just like that, Nudini cuts from the right side. Awkward goes ahead and slips down. He resets it back. You just can't fall asleep in those corners because those twos will really hurt you down the stretch.
Absolutely. You can't count it out, but Benzo once again draining a nice 3 there for the Wizards, so to keep them in the lead for the moment, and the Raptors looking to answer back. It's Antoine Love once again, 10 seconds, driving in, gonna go up, gonna knock it down. 2 more points. These ones for Antoine Love.
Yeah, I thought he could have maybe taken the midi from the elbow, but he gets that 2 to go. Now look, the Wizards have made 1 more shot than we have, right? But they're up by 5, and the main reason for that, you can look at the box score there, is because they've knocked down 3 threes versus our 0. So that's kind of been the difference here. They've taken more shots, 10 compared to our 7. They've knocked down more threes, 3 compared to our 0, and that's kind of helped them have a 7-point lead. So we've got to kind of find our threes, especially. We definitely can't do that. But if you want to kind of get back in this one, you've got to 3 hunt a little bit or play a little bit tighter. Hello. Oh, come on, you got to trade him too.
That's it. And this is certainly an atypical performance from the Raptors, or at least from these teams. Raptors have been fairly consistent at the 50% mark in the threes. Wizards sitting in 3rd last in the percentage points. So you have to think maybe something has got to give here, or at least you got to hope so. As 10 seconds remain, Antoine Love give that one up, and Benzo going to be going back the other way with 5 seconds remaining, trying to get through the defense. Lots of bodies in the way. Finds just awkward. Nudini with the buzzer. No. 20-10 is going to be the final scoreline for quarter number 1. And a tough quarter as we take a look inside the Bell Gaming Center for the Raptors Uprising. And lots of reasons for that, though, as we were discussing. 3-pointers are a big one, though. And
yeah, for sure. I mean, they've taken 6, converted 4 of them compared to our 2, converted 0. Just got to get better shots. Actually, I can't even really say that. There's 2 things that come to mind for me. We've got to 3 hunt a little bit more, and when we take those opportunities, we got to knock them down. I think we've seen a couple of shots from beyond the arc that just haven't gone. I believe they're open, or they're very least 10% covered, give or take. And then, you saw one possession where Antoine Love was going down in the paint, and you also had Seam that was slipping with him as well. And I think you had an opportunity where you know that they're going to cover the slip, especially if there's 2 of them in the lane and that pass just isn't going to get there. You got to maybe have a quick stop, knock down the 2 from the elbow, take what the defense gives you. But again, this is hindsight, right? You and I get the easy job of not just seeing the gameplay, but seeing a replay on Twitch and commentating that way. So by no means am I able to do half of what these guys do on the court. But for now, I'll pretend like I can.
yeah, I wouldn't even. I think half for myself is even generous. I don't even know if I'd be able to turn on the PlayStation. I don't know. I could probably do that much. But
That's like, it's kind of like, bro, you get points for just writing your name on the SAT.
yeah,
That's kind of what that reminds me of.
yeah. I could write it in cursive. I could do that. Out of the extra
Man,
points,
who
I'm not sure.
even uses cursive anymore?
Right? I feel like it was a lot
Maybe
of
a
hype for
signature,
nothing.
but like, you've got
That's
Docu
true.
now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's right. Adobe took care of us, and Adobe's killing cursive, I guess. The DocuSigns and all that. That's where my mind went on. If that's what you meant.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Okay. So, interesting insights from us here as always, as the Raptors going to start the second quarter off with the ball. It's Symptoms this time working around at the defenders. Finds an opening, throws it up, 3, drops, first 3 of the game for the Raptors Uprising. And there you go.
Love it. The way that he was able to just kind of utilize the pick and find the open space. You had both defenders stuck on the left side. Neither of them were able to go ahead and step up. That's going to be a foul on Crush for trying to run through. Type, I believe it was down there. But great job to opening possession in the second quarter. Let's see if that momentum carries over for the rest of the game.
Absolutely. Good way to start off the second quarter with a bang, I would say. And B-Rich going to try for one of his own. He's going to find it too. So things staying relatively consistent here for both teams, but if the Raptors can wake up, let's see where they go with it. It's Symptoms once again. So a little move there, but going to draw out the reach and foul from Nudini. And Palm's going to get the ball at the sideline. Inbound in there to Antoine Love. Antoine going to drive into the corner. Moving around, lots of defenders coming his way. 8 seconds to go. Drives it in. Hom in the corner. Sidesteps the defender. Finds Antoine at the top. It's Symptoms. It's Hom! Not quite.
Get it up.
On that one, shot clock violation, meaning the Wizards going to get the ball.
You had a pass that kind of swung from the right side to the left. Is he? Hold on. Is his avatar for ball like seam Michael B. Jordan?
Wait.
All right. on the bottom left. On the bottom left. I feel like it is. All right, this is about to be a dot. There you go. All right, cool. That kind of threw me off. Sorry. I was going to say the pass a couple of possessions ago went from the right side all the way to the left hash, but you had Crush open on the bottom left. So you just kind of make the right read. Sometimes you have pros, and I guess any players on the amateur side as well, that kind of have premeditated reads where, hey, no matter what happens, I'm passing it to X. Where it's like, no, if you kind of read and react or realize that Y might have been open as well, right? Especially when it's a slip type of play. But again, we'll just armchair quarterback everything here.
Yeah. Easier said than done, as the Wizards going to add on to their lead here. And it's going to be Antoine at the half, moving his way up, trying to find a way to pierce this defense. Very tight outside the line. Crush giving it back to Symptoms, trying to get a move here. 6 to go. Nice moves. 3 is up. Oh, quite, but the board goes to Seam. Seam going to find Antoine. Moving his way around Benzo. Finds Symptoms, and that's going to be good for 2 for the Raptors.
Nice little cut there from the right side. You had Nudini that went ahead and dropped, but he got there a little bit too late. Now you've got Benzo with Badge. So for folks at home that are not familiar with it, that kind of gives an attribute boost to your shooting capabilities and also on the offensive side. Nice little shot there from the left corner.
Nice little shot indeed, and it's going to give the Wizards a 15-point lead. Antoine, though, gonna take one back, and that's a 3-pointer for Antoine Love. His first, I believe, of the game.
Yeah, we had Symptoms that went ahead it to start off the second quarter, and now you have Antoine getting involved as well. Now you've got Benzo, not just with his first take, but he's got double take there, so he's going to be the one to kind of carry the offense, whether it's him getting the points himself or dotting somebody else, but the points responsible will be coming from him, not just because he's point guard, but because of his attribute boost as well. And we talked about it yesterday. When you've got that shooting badge, people are going to try to collapse on you a little bit more, but you can't do it too much where you can't get back to the defender and guard your position.
A nice little passing game there from the Raptors. So we'll have to see if they do end up trying to put more onto Benzo, but he's going to find ways to dish the ball out. In this case, to Nudini for the dunk. And ultimately, he is the threat, leading the team with points, leading the team with assists. So Benzo playing pretty well so far in this game as Antoine Love tries to find somewhere to go. We're going to find Seam under the net, going to slam it down. And the Raptors getting into their groove here a little bit on the offense. Got to try and do the same on the defense.
Keep an eye on the next possession. The Raptors are down there. You have B-Rich on the right corner. Oof. That's playing a little bit high, so Crush might have a cut from the right side. Something to keep in mind.
Let's take an eye here. It's going to be Antoine Love, and Symptoms finding some room in the corner. Going to go for the short 2, going to drain it. And nice run so far from the Raps. Starting to get into their rhythm here a little bit in the second quarter, one would hope. And
yeah, beautiful.
See what they can maintain.
Snatch block there by Seam that leads to points on the other end. That's the type of quick buckets that you want off of a defensive stop, but we just fall asleep and give away a left easy shot.
With lots of room to drain that one home. And Antoine Love now got 2 defenders on him, leaving Seam with some room for the dunk. And going to keep the Raptors in this one. But Crush going to be called for a reach-in foul, so just awkward. Going to get the ball on the sideline and the chance to give the Wizards some room to work. It's going to be Benzo once again. Been a threat so far this game, and it's just awkward alone once again in that corner. So plenty of space here for the Wizards as Antoine Love is at the half. Seam will put a pick in the way. Antoine Love finding Seam. Finding Symptoms with some room. Going to dunk it down, and the Raptors get one with 37 seconds to go.
Getting a little bit of momentum, but every time we get things going the offensive end,
that happens. Yeah. So 30 seconds here in the half. Nothing quite happening on the offensive side. Time going to tick down with the ball in Benzo's hands. 20 seconds to go. So if you're the Raptors in this scenario, what are you talking about at halftime?
oh man, I think we just got to kind of make sure that we guard the perimeter as much as possible. We're giving away a little bit too many open looks on the threes and letting them fade away inside, but we can see what the scoreboard looks like after.
And we'll see if Antoine Love has anything left here, but he's going to get fouled by Nudini. So the Raptors have 3 seconds to find a play before time unwinds. It's Antoine Love to Symptoms to no time. So that's going to be the half. So we'll have to give both teams a few minutes to reset here. See what they can do. Check out the highlights from the first half. And we will be back in just a few more moments. Don't go away. We have more Raptors Uprising basketball coming just after this. Welcome back, one and all, to the Raptors Uprising. Taking on Wizards District Gaming this evening. Bit of a deficit racked up in the first half by the Raptors Uprising, looking to make a difference here. As Antoine Love going to start with the ball, going to find Seam under the net, going to get 2 points to start it off. So nice little start there for the Raptors. Wizards going the other way.
Yeah, you kind of asked me, hey, what would the conversation be at halftime if you were the Raptors? And it's kind of pretty much simple. You take a look at the box score. You have 10 threes that were given up by the Raptors, where only 7 shots were taken by them. So the opponent has made more threes than we've taken in the first place. They've made 10. We've made 2. And that kind of really helps you with the 18-point deficit that we come in. So Symptoms trying to close the gap.
Doing a good job to start it off, I would say. Nice
that's kind of how we start in the Ooh, there we go.
There's a little steal there. Hom working to Symptoms in the corner. Gonna get 3 more. So huge start for the Raptors Uprising, and the Wizards forced to take a timeout.
And that is the beauty when you go ahead and find the open shot for the threes. 6 quick points for us to start things off. Still a double-digit deficit, but at least now we're off to a hot one here to start things off in the third. But that's what you want to kind of continue going on as well. Turnovers, right? The Wizards come into this one. They obviously had one there less than a minute into the third, but coming into the second half, they had 0 turnovers. So you got to force some mistakes from the rookie. You got to create a little bit of chaos, maybe have them guess a little bit and not fully show your hand, as we committed 4 turnovers, 3 by Antoine, and then you have none from Wizards coming into the second half. So that's something you got to go ahead and create as well.
Yeah, and you can see the fortune that you can reap from that if you do. And Raptors also got a chance to talk things over, discuss their strategies. We took a look inside Bell Gaming Center there at the lads having a chat. The Wizards
in 12 minutes of the first half, we knocked down 2 threes. In the first minute of the third quarter, we knocked down 2 threes. Just saying.
Yes. Well, hopefully that is emblematic of what's going to be happening for the rest of the game. And defense looking solid so far. Wizards do get the rebound off of that one, but some tough angles for them to work with here. Not finding much. Nudini in the corner is going to drain the 3.
Yeah, Hom got there a little bit too late on the rotations from the right hash to the right corner.
And it's going to be the Raptors going back the other way. Symptoms dishing to Antoine to crush onto the net. Going to go for the reverse dunk. And there you go. Take those points back. Keep that lead small. So they can keep up that defensive work they did on the first possession before the board. Nice little shot there from Benzo. As let's just stop talking about defense here.
Yeah, just a little miscommunication, right? You had Benzo guarded, and then you went down to the right hash because you thought someone was going to help cover you. Just no communication, I would assume, on, hey, stay, go, release, I got you. So, I mean, I don't blame the defender necessarily because he went to cover the open guy. He anticipated the pass coming to the right corner, but then you left the number 1 overall pick wide open for a 3.
Yeah, and that can hurt you greatly, as you've seen Benzo tonight, not among those having trouble hitting threes. He's had several himself. This Hom covers B-Rich, and they're going to get the stop on that one, and it's Raptors Uprising driving the other way and drawing out a foul. Just awkward call for the foul on that one. And Wizards taking another timeout. So still got a 14-point lead, the Wizards do, but going to burn another timeout here. I better hope they don't need that later.
Yeah, thankfully they didn't come back to really bite them last night when we watched the Raptors play. But so far, obviously we've got the edge here in the third quarter, but still a lot of adjustments that needs to be made. You can see Coach Nick kind of bringing out the clipboard, talking to Symptoms, the one who led us in points last night against the Cavs, possibly drawing up different plays, talking about tendencies and what needs to happen here in the third quarter and in the second half. Antoine providing, I'm sure, kind words to get the team
detailed
going
commentary here.
Yeah, for sure, no doubt.
Animated words of encouragement.
Not the best time for a listen-in, so we definitely won't go there.
We will not be cutting to a listen-in just at the moment. As we'll stick with the commentary for the time being. And hopefully, if we get the chance, if the Raptors get the lead, maybe we'll see what we can do. But for now, it'll be Antoine Love looking to find something. Going to drive in. Going to go for the layup. It is going to be stopped, though. And Symptoms is going to get called for the personal on that one.
I think it was only 2. Not that I'm worried about. I didn't get a chance to check.
I believe that's correct. Right, so Wizards, another timeout here. And tough to say what these timeouts might be. I guess they're just, I don't know. I don't have a good idea. Several timeouts in a row.
One thing I want to point out is we talked about Ham that needs to get more involved in the offensive side. And I will say I haven't paid attention to every single 3 that he's taken, but I did pay attention to one of them, and it was definitely a grenade as the clock hit 0 on the shot clock. So not all of it is him just missing. It's also him being the last one to take the shot in hopes of us getting an offensive rebound, but still need him to get a bit more involved on the offensive side. Taking 3 shots, all of them threes. Unfortunately, has not been able to convert any of them.
Yeah, and I think that's a good point as well. If he's getting the last touches, then not necessarily going to be a dime every time, or a perfect shot every time. And just awkward now, going to inbound the ball, and the Wizards back to it. It's Nudini under the net to Benzo. 7 seconds to go. Benzo going to work it around. Time winding down. Nudini from the corner. No good. Raptors get the ball, but Type gets it back. So Type taking advantage of the uprising on that one. And Nudini to the corner. Still no. So the Raptors going to get away with that one and go back the other way. A couple fortuitous.
Could be wrong, but I think we had rotation from the weak side there on the right, where it should have been from the left, because, there was no one really to rotate in time on that right corner, but I'd have to go back and take a look at it. But point being, that corner is being left open way too many times by us on the defensive side. Nice dot.
Oh, not quite, but they are going to get the board, so it works out. And Nudini called for the foul. Yeah, that corner was the bit of a killer in the first half, too. That was where a lot of those threes did come from. Just lucky that these ones didn't drop this time around. Symptoms going to get some space. Going to get a 3 up and going to get a 3 knocked down. So there we go. Raptors back to it.
I don't know how that was only 23% covered, but we will take it.
We'll take all of it, as Type has some room to work here. And keep an eye on Nudini. Once again in that corner. Antoine Love, though, right in the area. Symptoms is on Just Awkward, so if they're getting the picture, Just Awkward has to go for an awkward shot and doesn't get it to go. Raptors now back on offense to find Symptoms for 3. Yes, sir. Gonna get that one to drop too. And the lead is under 10. 8 points separating these two teams at the moment. Raptors making a very strong case for a comeback here.
And this is kind of one of those situations where if they wanted to call a timeout to slow down the momentum from the Raptors, it's tough for them to do so because they've already burned them, and now they've only got 2 left, and we're not even in the fourth quarter, right? So something you got to keep in mind is if this momentum continues in our favor, are they going to burn a timeout? But you also do have the end of the third coming up here shortly. We've got to knock that.
Yeah. Antoine not going to get it, but it's going to be Seam on the rebound and going to slam it down. Not going to find the corner on that one, but going to find the points. So you're probably right. If you're the Wizards, you just wait for time to expire. Just Awkward. Gonna brick another one. And the Raptors should have one more chance here. Tom's all alone. Gonna get himself a couple points here late in the third.
There you go. There you go. Back-to-back games with Seam having double-doubles. He had 18-10, I believe, last night. Antoine Love was in double-doubles as well.
Yeah.
Let's see how we close out the third on the defensive side.
Enzo made himself some room and drained a 3 to close things out. 4 seconds to go. Raptors could get one more. Antoine Taham throws it up, doesn't get it though, and that's going to be the third quarter. Raptors cutting it down to a 9-point lead, 59-50 Wizards. So this game feels very much attainable now.
Yeah, I mean, that was a good quarter for us in the third. You repeat the results there. We're headed to overtime, right? 9-point lead in the third, 9-point deficit going into the fourth. The math checks out. The math is mathin'. But of course, you want to kind of replicate that same thing. We were able to find more open shots on the threes. Just got to tighten up on the defensive side. Way too many threes still being taken by Benzo and company.
Yeah, just taking a look here at the points as Benzo at 28 points. He's made 8 out of his 9 3-point attempts, so that's a tough percentage. Although it's no symptoms who's currently sitting. Oh, excuse me. I read the board wrong. Sitting at 9 out of 10 for field goals. But either way, Symptoms is sitting at 23 points, so looking pretty good. Starting to wake up here on the offensive side of things. This is the Raptors that we're used to. As we once again remind the importance of this game if you're just joining us. As both of these teams currently sitting at 3-1. Both of these teams fighting for the top 2 spots in their group, as that will allow them a chance to go to what? Well, I suppose the Wizards are already in Washington, but it will allow them to play in the $160,000 prize pool, $160,000 prize pool. And
I'm just going to pretend like it's getting crazy at the studio, which is why we put up the Be Right Back graphic, you know? I'm totally lying. I'm 100% making that up. But that's the narrative that I'm pushing, is that's how intense
the coach, they're drawing.
flying.
I was going to say they're drawing up all their plays on the wall or something, but the controllers might also be flying.
Hey, they are very durable, I'll tell you that.
That's right. As long as they still work, that's really all that matters. And they appear to be working. All members of the Raptors contributing on defense there and getting themselves a fast break the other way. Crush all alone. 2 points for Crush. And there you go. First points of the fourth quarter going to the Raptors Uprising.
That's a smart decision there to not dot the corner. You got to go ahead and take the easy 2. You saw the defender guard the three-point line. He had the steal in the middle of the paint for the slip, but he went and guarded the corner, gave up the easy 2. That's a great play defensively. Not mad at it from the Wizards side, but very smart play by us to just go ahead and anticipate that switch, take the easy 2 with the little man there.
Yeah, you want to take everything you can get in this situation and cut that lead down bit by bit, especially when you have a nice move by Benzo. That's not going to drain, though. And the Raptors Uprising, another chance to work themselves more into this game. Antoine for Crush. Back to Antoine now. Crush going to move his way in. Passes coming out here. Holmes all alone. Slams it home. And it's a 5-point game.
The communication there was great. You had Ham, I believe that was in the middle, right? Type guarding him. So Ham went from the paint to the right side so that Type would follow him. Then you had a cut from the left side when Udini was he kind of fell asleep. So you had the big man out of the paint. Then you had someone else cut from the left side, had the momentum, had the angle. Now we've got ourselves a 5-point ball game.
That is it. And Wizards getting their first points of the quarter. Raptors responding with a timeout. And if you're just joining us, the Raptors Uprising recovering from a massive deficit, 46-28 at the half in favor of the Wizards. Now only a 7-point game. This quick math always interrupts my thought process. Happened last game, happens this game. But yes, 7-point deficit. And big game in the making here.
Yeah,
Antoine loves standing up. Sorry about that.
I was like, no, you're good. I thought you were about the gameplay, and I was like, wait, am I looking at the wrong screen? But that's what happens, right? We talked about the body language. It's a lot more animated. Because you're close, you can feel a comeback brewing inside. up north. But, you know, if I'm the defensive side of things on the Raptors, I'm letting B-Rich be the one to go in and beat me. He's 3 for 8, 2 for 5 from the three-point line.
Yeah.
I want him to go ahead and make some plays.
Yeah, that's a good point, because at this point, I think Benzo has kind of shown that you don't want to give him an inch. He will take a mile, as the saying goes. But it's Antoine Love now looking to find Seam, and that was another 2 for Seam. Little cross-up play under the net there. Kind of caught me off guard. It's just awkward now in the corner. Go back to Benzo. Not going to go, so the Raptors now have another chance. Just awkward working Antoine Love, but Antoine Love going to find his way out. Symptoms for 3! Yes, sir! That is a big one for the Raptors. 2-point game!
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful ball play. Benzo had to decide between Symptoms and the man in the corner. He was in no man's land. He didn't decide on anybody. Here we go. We need a big stop. Watch this cut.
Oh, not going to go. And a foul on Antoine Love there, as the Wizards got the board. Going to try one more time. Benzo. Oof, just barely. So it is back to the Raptors now, looking to keep this game close. Antoine Love to Symptoms.
Yes. Oh.
Not quite. Symptoms now once again. Antoine driving in, finds Crush. 2 points. 2 points. Keeping things close. Benzo now.
Father at
going back the other
AAU.
way.
Gonna take the shot.
Yeah, on the sideline. Oh, that's quite a 3 from the Wizards. Opens things up a bit for them, but nothing is over until it's over, folks. Antoine Love moving back in. Gonna try and find what they can find. Crush gonna go for another 2 points and keep it within 3. Benzo now.
This is kind of where we become dangerous, right? You're kind of keeping us in the game. There you go. Oh, got to get the re, though.
Benzo gets the ball back. Dangerous. And it's going to be the finish from Nudini. Antoine Love working it back. See what he can find here. Gonna pass to Symptoms for 3. Yes, that 3 is going to go and keep this game within 2. 2 minutes to go. The Raptors with the chance to clinch if they can find a victory here. Wizards, similar position. Big expectations on the line here, as B-Rich going to get the shot, and he's going to sink it. Raptors have to go the other way now. Antoine Love. Moving the ball. Making some moves here. Gonna find Seam under the net. Gonna slam it down. Raptors gotta get a stop here.
Yeah, you can see the Wizards not giving up the easy threes. It was like, all right, fine, you want to go ahead and cut, you want to get the slip and get the easy 2, you can have it.
Yeah. And big defense here from the Raps. They gotta see what they can find. Benzo sort of throws it up. Only gonna get 2 on that one. And the Raptors now with 1:15 to go. Antoine Love into the corner. Just Awkward's all over him. And Just Awkward is called for the foul. And it's going to be Hom on the sideline. Back to Antoine Love. 12 seconds on the shot clock. Seam going to go up for more, and he's going to get the and one. Whew.
Very fortunate. I was
So-
out here just anticipating if it was going to be a miss or what. But
Yeah.
I was happy in the end one. I was like, yes, sir. Old fashioned.
Even better. And the point is good. Crucial foul there by the Wizards. Crucial opportunity here for the Raptors to get a stop.
Beautiful job by Seam there to slide inside from the left side. Great rotations from Antoine going to the left. Stays in front of just Awkward on the cut as well.
Antoine Love now. Oh, left corner. Make a stop. And it's going to be 2 more. 42 seconds left for the Raptors to make something happen. Antoine Love, captaining the ship.
Oh, you had the cut?
To Crush. Gets 2 more. 2-point game. 34 seconds left.
Boy, that was the slowest dunk I've seen in my life.
Slow dunk, fast dunk, whatever it might be. Happy to have it. 24 seconds. Clock's winding down. Benzo on the elbow. Cuts in. Defense is up. It's good. And the Raptors get the ball back. 14 seconds to go. Antoine Love driving up the court. Gonna get fouled. Type with the personal foul. And here we go. 75-74.
I love the foul there. That's such a smart foul. No reason to kind of just give up the easy points, especially if you're afraid to give up the 3 on the left corner. Now you get the last possession to knock it down. Let's get a steal here, baby. Let's get a steal, stop, and pop for the win.
That's what you need as the time winds down. 8 seconds to go. Benzo with Rush called for the personal foul. Ball goes to the sidelines. 5 seconds on the clock. Benzo with the ball. Seam moving in. Benzo shoots it up, and he's going to get the points. And 77-75. Raptors Uprising have 1.4 seconds to make something happen.
I'm not sure what play they're going to draw up. You know, we saw a couple of them last night out of a timeout. But, I mean, it was just a tough spot. I think it was Seam that was down low. It was tough for him because you had Nudini on a cut. So either you give up the midi or you give up the easy 2 to Nudini with a layup or a dunk. So he kind of tried to contested a little bit too late, but that's in the past. In the moment, you've got a chance to go ahead and get the dub. If we knock down a 3, you've got a chance for maybe one quick pass off the inbound. So if you've got someone setting a screen, you get the pass, get the screen, pass it to him, knock down a 3. That's your best case scenario. But take a look at Antoine Love, 23 points, got himself another double-double. So if he can't get it going offensively in terms of points, he'll find his right-hand man Symptoms, 29 points for himself, 7 for 8 from the 3-point line. Just shooting lights out. Maybe he's the one who gets his number called.
We will see. The ball is in Crush's hands, and the time is going to be a timeout. Take a little bit longer to draw up the play. Maybe check what the defense was setting up for. Go from there. 47 seconds, and we'll find out how this one goes.
I'm curious, Chad, if you were in the situation, what are you doing? Are you going for the 2? Type 2 in the chat. Or if you're going for a 3, type 3 in the chat.
I think I got.
What would you do, Alex?
Here. I got to go for a 2 here. That's. I can't. The fear that going for a 3 puts into my heart is just too much. I don't think I could handle it. I do love the drama, though. I think I want to see a 3-point attempt. But realistically, go to overtime. What about you?
All right. Well, I mean, I was going to say I was going to look to see what the Magic Gaming is going on, right? So if they're winning, then I'd go for the 2. If they're kind of losing, I'd say screw it, 3 it is. Here we go.
And here we go. Palm to inbound.
What?
And then that will, I think, be the game.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Hold on. I know what stream I'm on. Why was the Brady Bunch in the left corner just having high fives and playing patty cake? Like, what?
Oh.
Let me stop. But, like,
oh,
right.
Man. Well, that should be the game if I had to guess. 0.5 seconds on the clock. Wizards took the timeout as the ball, I believe, went into the hands of Nudini on the inbound on that one, and they'll have possession to run out a mere 0.5 seconds.
Bro,
probably not how they drew it up.
On the left side of the screen. Like, I was thinking maybe someone was supposed to, like, wrap up and get the screen like we kind of talked about, but
Yeah, that will be the game. No screen working out that time around, as the Wizards managed to hold on after a thrilling comeback by the Raptors Uprising. And a cinematic ending, I suppose, would be one way to put it.
We kind of, we had a great job, by the way, for the Raptors to not give up and not just roll over, right? They came back, they fought, they knocked down, I think, 3 times as many threes as they did in the first half. So way to fight, way to be there, way to put yourself in position to win. And those little adjustments that we can make from the first half, that puts up in a great position to go ahead and win tomorrow and secure a spot for DC. But, not the result we wanted, but definitely great improvements in that second half.
Absolutely. Going into tomorrow's game, if you're the Raptors Uprising, you have a lot to feel good about in the second half of this one and a lot to learn from the first. But as you mentioned, tomorrow is the Magic Gaming, the 3rd seed, and a critical game for the Raptors Uprising, as they are fighting also with the Magic Gaming now for that 2nd spot in the group. So once again, tomorrow, 6 p.m. Eastern, Raptors Uprising, Magic Gaming. My name is Alex. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Indy, any final words?
No, man, just happy to be alongside you here tonight. Thanks to all the men and women behind the scenes that make this broadcast possible. Thanks to the 40-plus people that are watching in the chat, engaging with us as well. They're the reasons we do this. So happy to be back tonight. Happy to be back tomorrow night.
And we will see you folks tomorrow. Take care and have a wonderful evening.